Okay, so welcome to this divination today. Allow yourself to ground. Perhaps invite a deep breath into your body as you begin to receive this message, because as much as we are connecting, I'm connecting to a deeper aspect of your being, your higher self, your nervous system. Trust that your nervous system is listening. Pay attention to just how you are breathing and how you are receiving this message. Let's just take a moment. Okay. So this might piss certain aspects of you, which is okay, because it might feel opposite to your experience currently, I'm getting for some of you. Life is really simple. It's just not easy. Life, through the process of remembering, we have chosen the program to forget. Life involves life and death. Now, in that life and death, it means there's a beginning, a middle, and an end, which essentially means that there is growth and transformation. Now, in between life and death, which essentially is happening through each exhale, because through each exhale there is a release of. And often when you haven't been taught how to deal with your emotions because you fear the trauma resurfacing, then you tend to hold what is trying to be released. And that's why these emotions, when they are suppressed, will inform themselves as certain diseases that can be named as a result of XYZ, lifestyle, ancestry, not being able to deal with your emotions, the suppression, etc., etc. But essentially, life is easy. If you look at nature, it's about growth and transformation. The part that is hard is building to who you were expected to be, whilst creating the life of who you want to be. Because discomfort is constantly happening. And as discomfort is happening, you are being compared against other people who have no business being associated with you, because you are so uniquely designed. And then in between that, you get inspired, which is all beautiful. And then because you don't really know this next version of you coming forward, and your parents and your immediate family and environment have these expectations of who they want you to be for them, then when you are learning how to self master yourself and you're dealing with your shadows, you are dealing with the aspects of your programming that have a higher intensity than your need for change. The process of alchemy as an artist, I've spoken about this before, is that once you are aware of something, once you have been made aware of your discomfort and you can slowly start to navigate how to identify it, the three processes that become challenging is you first have to feel it in order to allow it to shift. Then you have to heal it. And it's in the healing where we can get stuck often, because then we surround ourselves by that which created the wounds, that toxicity, that toxic mass remains there, and it becomes challenging to the last part is leave it. Because now, what do you mean I need to leave this behind? Who am I without this? So what happens in the process of your growth and transformation is, if you don't have enough models, or you don't have enough support and motivation or inspiration for this new version of your higher self emerging, it becomes so much more comfortable to simply remain the same. Because you're programming out of a sense of loyalty and to not betray made you or keeps you playing small. And then you start building the narrative. You engrave it deeper and deeper. You start surrounding yourself with people and connections that feel like home, that feel so familiar, because they come from your wounds. So they're going to keep reflecting back to you your wounds. Like it goes to the point where you could leave your hometown or city completely, or even continent, and go to another one. And even if you are still in the same environment, no matter where you are, there you are. Or no matter where you go, there you are. You still are the main attracting point with the same issues. And often the environment might alleviate certain woes and heaviness. But after some time, you'll still look at things the same, because you are projecting these unexpressed emotions. And these unexpressed emotions, for whatever reason they were not allowed to be expressed, is due to your trauma. Now, trauma is something that happened to you, whether you deemed it good or bad, or acceptable. Let me not say good. Let me just say acceptable as the norm. As you experience something that is different and feels harming to you and feels harming to your sense of survival, we either go into 4 states. Fight. So you either you have the capacity to fight for your life. Flight, you escape, you run. You have that adrenaline. Sometimes you would find that adrenaline in situations where you don't know how you even got out. You don't know how you even ran, but you just knew you had to run. And that's how powerful like our minds are. The moment you release doubt, flight is also it's also powerful, but it also has a sense of escape, which could also be dangerous to a certain extent. And then there's freeze, where you just don't know what to do. And then there's fawn, which is having to people please and perform in such high ways or high levels that you basically become an unpaid entertainer in your home. So once you break things down to understanding that everything, just like your breath, is a process of life and death. And in that life and death, it's cyclical like nature. It's cyclical through nature and seasons. So you must understand there's going to be a period of any idea that you have that is going to be seeded. It's going to have its winter. It's going to have its blossoming. It's going to have its blooming. And then it's going to have its falling back to regeneration and hibernation. So that's the process. If you look at life and death, your growth and transformation, and you link it to your seasons. And then if you're a wombed man, you'll understand a deeper connection to the moon. But it's not only the wombed man. A man can also connect to the moon cycle too. But if you can understand the simplicity that your ego wants an identity, your ego wants to feel seen, feel heard, and to be acknowledged. If you can give those aspects to your ego in some way that feels good for you, that doesn't diminish that part of your existence that is now no more. If you can gain that relationship with it, it goes through shadow work and having to confront the parts of you that you don't want people to know. So remember, if anything today, life is simple. It's just not easy. But you can also create a different spell and just say, life is simple, life is easy. Life is simple, life is easy. Then you can ask the question as you become more intentional about your day. How can this be easy? Show me the ease. Show me the ease. Show me the simplicity. Thank you for showing me the simplicity. Thank you for showing me the ease. And you start, before any action that you take, affirming that this is simple, this is easy. This is simple, this is easy. Then you get into that meditative state where you feel it and you feel the ease, but this is consistent practice. You're going to get whatever you're going to get with this message, because this felt like I was rambling, but it felt like there was a point. There's just different key things and elements that you're going to pick up from it, but simple is key. At first I said life is simple. It just might not be that easy, but you can change that to say life is simple, life is easy. It's just for some odd reason we have like this need to struggle, because it was a part of our programming that if you don't struggle and if you don't work hard for it, then you don't deserve it. And we're shifting that narrative. We're casting that spell aside and we're creating a new spell that life is beautiful. Life is easy. Life is simple. So if you can just break it down from that, I'm getting like some of you, your like scientific or engineering brain, or the way in which you process things. Like I'm getting like this computer processing. You're going to process it in such a beautiful way that makes more sense to you. But this is just confirming something you already know and pulling you towards something else that has already been in your field of needing to dive deeper into. So that's what I'm getting with this for some of you. Some of you are definitely going to go start looking at your moon cycles. Some of you are going to start looking at the winter cycles, understanding your internals. Some of you are going to be called into more fasting, releasing something either from food or social media or certain relationships or certain words or certain things and thought processes, the way in which you think that impact your life negatively. There's going to be a fasting around that. There's going to be a releasing. Some of you are going to dive deeper into breath work. Some of you more movement. But it's all going to be part of assisting you to allow this to confirm something that you were asking. And releasing yourself too from having struggle buddies, because we love struggle buddies, but there's going to come a day where you're not going to want to struggle, and you're going to understand that the only reason why you struggle is because you're holding on to a version of you that's trying to die. So as you're merging, that process happens through grief. And that can either happen in alignment, it can happen literally now, or it just simply happens over time, where you just give yourself time without needing to rush the process of saying, I desire this. Boom. You've already asked it. You're receiving it from the universe. And as soon as you are receiving it, you're going to receive everything that is going to request you to release you. No. How do I say this? When you ask, you always automatically receive. What feels like it's in the way and what takes time is the awareness of what is holding you back or what you need to release in order to receive it. And that's what needs alignment. And that's why getting people and support to just help you see your blind spots. Because often if you're hanging around the same people and, you're networking with the same things, you are networking around struggle but puddle buddies system things. I'm so tired as I say this message. I'm not gonna lie. So whatever you're gonna need to take from this message is what you're gonna take. But this is gonna be a really good one for some of you. It's gonna excite you to go do some research. Maybe I'm getting also research. Someone's writing a book. This is also gonna help you dive a little bit deeper into a certain character that you're building for your book, or this is futuristic. So there could be that. And let me see, is there anything else? Yeah, I'm getting just to go back to pinpoint to that point around you ask, you receive, and then it's time for you to release. Now, are you going to give up mom's and dad's expectations, the world's expectations of you, your 5-year-old version's expectations of what you wanted for your life? Can you give all of those up? Because I wrote earlier in a post, it said you can only receive a breakthrough, something along these lines. You can only receive your breakthrough once every breakthrough requires a sacrifice. That's it. Every breakthrough requires a sacrifice. So it's in order to get clean and you need to go shower or whatever, that means you need to sacrifice getting out of the bed. Do you know what I mean? It's literally that simple. And then sometimes it can feel so complicated. It's no, I want them in my life. I need them in my life. Who am I going to be without them? And it's just if you're looking for a breakthrough, make sure that you're willing to sacrifice something. And by sacrifice, it means releasing. Please, no harm to any human or animal, for you to sacrifice them, please. Anyways, if you'd like to go a little bit deeper into this message, or you're feeling these divinations are really helping you transform, and you'd love to contribute in any way or form, there are ways. And if there are other ways that you want to surprise me with contribution that I haven't thought of in the description down below, then you're more than welcome to share. I would appreciate that. In the meantime, I'm going to take myself to bed now because it feels like that snooze talk. And it's almost 20 minutes. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm sending you guys so much love. Tight hug wherever you are. And just take care of yourself. Allow this to just flow in the mindscape and see where it takes you and enjoy the ride.